everyone, I'm Angela.
I'm Lindsey.
And we're the Wives That Watch. And today we're going to be reacting to I-dle's Tomboy. This has been pretty highly requested in the comment section for any K-pop we've done in the past. So we finally did it. Have you ever heard this one?
Nope.
Me neither. So it shall be a first for us both. This is my attitude. Just me loving Tomboy. ACDC skirts. This one has a different vibe than the last few we've listened to. More attitude.
More edgy, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. The lyrics are a little hard with the subtitles. I'm not sure if they're 100% accurate. So I'm going to read them so far for the first verse. They said, "Look at you, you can't handle me. You took off hook, feel like coke, like burr. Look at my toe, my tattoo is my ex's name. I got to drink up now. I like it even if you don't. Why are you cranky, boy? What's all the frown on your face? You want a blonde Barbie doll? It's not here, I'm not a doll. I-dle till you can."
It kind of feels fitting the edgy vibe, kind of like that rebelliousness, I guess, like the I don't really care what your opinion is, I'm gonna do it, or I did it, or I'm gonna be reckless whether you judge me for it or not.
Yeah. Video's giving kind of 90s music video, if that makes sense.
Kind of like the grunge scene.
Yeah. Like sitting in a room that has graffiti all over the walls, like that aesthetic. Okay, so are we saying that a tomboy has more masculine energy, masculine, being the more dominant personality?
Well, okay, I feel like women, especially who don't fit the very effeminate, super girly
super
standard, they're labeled tomboys regardless of actual style. I know it's
tomboys.
And I'm I don't feel that's necessarily the correct label to apply to maybe women that aren't, I guess, femme. I mean,
women that follow society's standard for what being feminine is.
Yeah. Well, I'm using femme because it's masc and femme are used heavily in the lesbian community or sapphic community, regardless. It's you kind of have that definition of they love makeup, they love clothes, they love, I guess, the stereotypical things that girls should like. And then it's if you are kind of off-brand in a way, you're just automatically labeled tomboy.
Yeah, and I think, obviously, as I said, we were tomboys when we were younger. That's what we were labeled as. And my mom was love you, Mom. We fought over this many a time when I was younger. But she wanted me to dress a certain way, be more girly, as she said. And she's like, well, it'll just make your life easier in society if you just dress more girly. And, as I got older, she learned from that. Now, she realizes that's not the correct rhetoric. But I was labeled a tomboy. I like to be outside. I played sports. I wore basketball shorts and t-shirts, and I didn't wear makeup, and that was the label that I got. And I think people saw me as being more abrasive, right? I think tomboys is often synonymous with being more forward, being more in your face or more confident, but that's not necessarily true, but that's the vibe that I think often is given.
Well, it's those traits that I think are often associated, like you're saying, with masculinity, that often men attribute to those things. And so it's like seeing those things reflected in a woman is like a lot of society can't really, I guess, break that out of the mold of like, well, women aren't like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's what they're going for here, saying that he sounds like he's not sure what he wants, and maybe she's not what he's into, and being like, well, sorry, like I'm an effing tomboy and I have an attitude, and if you can't deal with it, oh well.
That's why I don't wanna play this ping pong. I would rather feel like song. Your mom raised as a princess. This is queendom, right? I like to dance. I love my friends. Sometimes it's where we don't take a rest. I like to act. I'm drinking whiskey. I won't change it. What the hell?
The beep cracks me up.
I love the AC/DC
I do
outfits.
like this one.
I love all the grunge bands too.
So absolutely right. I think they're just using tomboy to be like, it's a fuck you attitude. Like, I don't care what you have to say, kind of more rebellious attitude, which makes sense actually. And I'll see if you agree with this, but like from the culture that they're from, I'm sure being a tomboy is even worse than it is in the United States. Like in the US, tomboys are a little bit more accepted, but I can imagine being like a tomboy in Asia.
Yeah, no, a very common theme that we've seen in all of their videos really is like they like to break what is considered societal standard because they're pushing back against those binaries that have been like placed, you know, on like especially their culture, but global culture as well. And so it's like having to, you know, really push back against kind of like, I guess, what is the standard.
Yeah,
I'm going to use quotes here. The standard of society is really hard, and so you know, but their messaging has constantly said, "Well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to push back."
They're very rebellious women. And let us know in the comments in Asia or South Korea, China, Japan, is the tomboy like something that is more common than maybe we think it is? Or are they using like imagery from around the world to talk about this kind of topic of breaking like maybe stereotypes for women in Asia? Let us know.
You get it? You get the song right. You get what I'm tomboy.
Not the dolls.
Not her killing people. Very interesting.
Oh my
bridge.
god.
Oh.
Just me loving tomboy.
Interesting. I love their outfits.
No, they're stylish and like everything.
They look great.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I'm gonna let the rest of it play here because there's like 17 seconds, but I'm curious, what do you think about that bridge where it's like neither man nor woman, just I-dle, just tomboy?
I still feel like it can come back to being like, you know, like I was mentioning, like challenging those binaries. I think also it's like you have to remember, like, just because you know, women have a lot of like oppressive standards applied to them doesn't mean that men don't also have some in society as well.
Yeah,
it's like that can go both ways. You know, it's like a lot of men are expected to be like, we talk about toxic masculinity a lot. It's like if you're not manly, like then you're not a man.
Yeah, you
know, it's like, or like men don't cry. It's like, that's not true. So I mean, really, I think you could be making a commentary on that too.
Yeah, I want to know also in the comments, our trans and non-binary fam, do you love this song? Like, does this song feel like it's breaking gender norms? Because I feel like it's trying to, and I think that's kind of cool because they're using the term tomboy, which in and of itself is kind of a gendered term, right? It's women that are breaking what it means to be feminine, right? But I like that they're like, no, I'm like, it's almost trying to make tomboy a new word. Like it's neither this or that. It's kind of interesting. Oh, I'm sorry. We have a credits. Pop, yeah. All right. So, what'd you think?
I mean, I think I've said this multiple times, but I'm like, I always feel like these videos kind of deserve, like, really, like 2-3 more watches, even because there's so much
Going on,
and there's so many different takes you could have on this, right? Like that could have been our interpretation, is that we're saying that it's challenging, like, you know, gender standards, and you know, there could be another meaning that someone else picked up from that, you know, maybe we didn't get. And so it's like getting to go back and rewatch those, seeing more of like kind of like those Easter eggs that are in like the visuals, I think would be good. But I think it's really great. Yeah. I still love this group so much. I'm so glad I've been introduced to them. Good song. Yeah. Enjoyed the song a lot.
I think it's one of my favorites from them. I think Nude is still my favorite.
Nude was really good.
I think Nude is still my favorite. But I think this one's high up there of the ones we've heard so far. Yeah. I kind of like the chorus a lot. It's pretty catchy, and I like the message as well. And they look great in this music video. But the nude music video was so good. Like, it's so top tier. Just the song and the music video so top tier. But I can see why you guys recommended this to us. I feel like this is something that gets our like juices flowing.
Well, and I would love, again, because something that I appreciate a lot from the comments that are provided is that, you know, people express what their interpretations are, or like maybe messaging that we missed, or, you know, if we were like accurate in any way, because I think there's people who are like obviously like more involved in this community and this fandom, that they have information that they can provide to us, and then that gives us more context going in with future videos.
Absolutely, yeah. And we appreciate the I-dle and K-pop fandom so much. You guys did so much to like boost this channel at the beginning. The first I-dle video popped off in a way we did not expect at all. Like, it was just a random recommendation in one of our first videos comment sections, and we didn't even know who I-dle was. We were like, well, how do you say this? Who are they? What is this? And since then, you know, you guys always really tried to help us on this channel and really got the kind of the fire started. So we really appreciate it. We hope you like this video. If you have any other recommendations for I-dle or any other K-pop group, or anybody in general, if there's an artist that you like, let us know in the comment section below. Please like the video, subscribe if you'd like to follow the journey. It all helps. And any final comments?
No.
Cool. All right. So be safe out there, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.